guys. Oh, there's Rue. She says hi too. Happy almost Friday. I decided I wanted to take a moment on my lunch break and make a quick video, check in with you guys, say hello since I haven't been as present other than the last couple of videos that I uploaded that took me a lot of time to edit. But I wanted to, make a video just to show my face and also just to kind of chat about what sparked me to do the role play videos. So ultimately, I guess we could call this a topic, is what reinvigorates the hobby for you when it starts to go stale. That's the topic, because this is kind of going to be what this is surrounding for me. So as you guys know, I talk about the ebbs and flows of being in this hobby for an extended period of time. Like we have our ups, we have our downs. We have times where we feel like it could be what we could feel like it's stale, nothing big is happening, like nothing exciting is happening, you're not getting any new dolls, and you feel like it's a little bit meh, maybe. And for me, because I don't bring a lot of dolls home, that tends to be the case where there are moments where I'm like, I love my dolls, I'm happy with my collection, but I want to keep the excitement going. I want to keep it feeling like I can't wait for the next day I get to play with my dolls, or it makes me feel like I want to interact with them. And how do I keep achieving that when I've been here for so long? So you kind of have to get creative in some ways, because for me, it wouldn't matter, even if, technically, yes, I could continue to keep buying dolls, but it's just not my goal. It's just not what would make me happy. It wouldn't feel fulfilling for me. And it would actually detract from the hobby itself and the enjoyment of it if I were to start just randomly buying dolls just because I needed something exciting to happen in my world, to keep me interested. And so that is the struggle that I think a lot of longtime collectors have, that don't want to keep buying doll after doll after doll. So for me, I've come up with ways to keep reinvigorating the hobby through ways of other exciting things other than the dolls themselves. So a lot of what I do, you guys have been seeing me buy a lot of props lately. I'm always buying. It's not just about the clothing. The clothing is great, but it's also accessories, toys. It could be furniture. For me, a big one really is baby furniture. I love baby furniture to my core. I love everything baby, but there's something about a new piece of beautiful baby furniture that completely reinvigorates and just ignites something inside of me to want to interact more with my dolls, do more with them, make more videos. And that, my friends, that's what really, really made me want to dabble in the role play part of the hobby. So I've said time and time again, I'm just not a role play person. I just don't foresee me being a role play person. It's not my cup of tea. But then, I stand corrected yet again. I think that we like to perceive ourselves as a particular kind of collector. So we stick ourselves in these boxes of I'm a collector that only likes the art. I only see the art of it. I don't want to interact too much with my dolls. But then something changes that. And I think, again, I'm going to go back to getting little Junie June, or my big girl Junie June, that really changed that concept in my brain, or that box that I put myself in of just looking at, occasionally holding, but just changing occasionally, into more interaction with my dolls on a regular basis. And so I really have to credit receiving a larger baby that I could interact with differently, that has sparked my my want and desire to do more. So I've stepped out of that little box I put myself in, I guess you could say, and started dabbling in a little bit more of the role play side of things, which I just wasn't comfortable doing prior to having June, for whatever the reason might be. So for me, it's really just been an eye-opener, and I'm continuously learning to go beyond the level of what I would have considered my comfort zone. And by way of doing that, I was very open to wanting to do and attempt my version of role play, which I did. And I have to say thank you for all of the really, really great feedback. You guys are very, very kind. I'll get into that, the making of especially the first video that I posted, because that one was a lot of effort. There was a lot of video and footage that didn't go into that video, or the end version that you guys saw. And in fact, there is a first version that went up, and then I edited out a couple of the scenes because I got some immediate nasty comments. So I didn't want any of that foul attitude to reflect on the video. So I'm like, let's just remove it. I don't want to take away from what I was trying to achieve with the video, and then I re-uploaded. So there was actually two versions. If you watched it right when I uploaded the first version, you would have seen a different version than the one that's currently live right now for you to view. But I didn't want to create controversy. I'm not doing it for views. I'm not doing it to get attention. I'm doing it because I enjoyed it and I liked the end result. And it was kind of a bit of a trial, I guess you could say, to see if you guys were open to that and really liked it. And the feedback is that you guys really did enjoy it, so I will do more of it. But again, there's that delicate balance of doing what I'm comfortable with and going outside of my box of the comfort level to going a bit too far outside of my comfort level and having to kind of rein it back in. So that's the version, the final version that's up right now is the edited version, and I'll share with you what I removed from it if you don't already know at some point in time. But now what was it in particular that really sparked me to want to make this video, the roleplay video, was the arrival of my Snoo bassinet. And if you're not familiar with the Snoo, it is fantastic. It is a beautiful piece of baby furniture. I have wanted one for a really long time, and I just never pulled the trigger on it because one, it's an expensive purchase, and two, I already had like a baby bassinet that is already in my nursery. However, I didn't see the Snoo being in my nursery. I actually saw it and could picture it beautifully as an addition in my guest bedroom. And the features I really love about it, and I'll do a full review of the Snoo at some point in time also in the near future. But what I really loved about it is the fact that it's got the motion to soothe baby, it's got sound to soothe baby, and then it also has the built-in swaddle so that the baby is actually fully swaddled while there's motion. But then when you step back from it, you don't see, the whole bassinet does not rock and move. It's just within the inner portion of it. And it just, the way it's made, and I did a lot of research on, comparison, because there's a lot of smart bassinets out there now, more than I'd realized actually. But before I took the plunge, I of course did my research because I wanted to make sure it was going to be something I would love. So all of the reviews, by far, the Snoo blew away all the others out of the water in comparison by independent reviewing and comparisons. And all of the features that I loved about it are the things that really everybody spoke so highly of, parents out there that actually use it. And at the end of the day, it was also the best, prettiest, sleekest, how do I describe it? It's a beautiful piece of baby furniture that's nice to look at, because ultimately I want to look at something really pretty or something really nice, put together, well made. It is well made. It is so well made, you guys. It's kind of genius to how they even package this, and how you put it together and how it collapses down. It literally is a fantastic new piece of baby furniture that I am literally obsessed with. And that is what truly inspired me to go, let's do a realistic role play video. And that's really what set the tone. It's what really reinvigorated me to make the video that I made. And that's how I find ways to keep the passion going and reignite that excitement, because let me tell you, my friends will tell you, because they of course knew that it was coming home when I ordered it. They will tell you that I was obsessed. I was so excited. I was like, literally, it was like you'd think I was getting a doll, because it was a really exciting purchase for me. It was a really exciting addition to me. And when it got here and I assembled it and put it together, I instantly was like, the best feeling ever in the world. And it may sound silly, and to those out there that it sounds ridiculous or silly, that's okay if you feel that way. But I would much rather invest in the things that enhance the hobby's enjoyment for me. And for me, that's not another doll. Like, until that special next doll crosses my path, I'm not just going out seeking a new doll to buy. It's just not how I work in the hobby. When the special doll, if another special doll comes my way, it'll happen organically, and it's not because I'm seeking it out and looking for it. It'll happen. And that's always how it happens for me. So in the interim, in between, if I'm not buying clothing or baby doll accessories or, toys and all of those things, a beautiful piece of baby furniture. That is what does it for me, you guys. It really does. And when I buy nice baby furniture, they stay with me for a long, long time. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, you will know that every big purchase for me stays. It sticks around. You might not see it in every video, like, the Orbit baby system, the stroller, the new stroller seat, my other baby bassinet that's in my nursery, like all of these things. When I bought the dresser and changing table, like these are, big accessories that I have added over time, but they stay. I'm not buying something and then out it goes the next week. Like, I'm always very cautious and I think it through whether I'm going to really like something, which is why it took me so long to actually decide to take the plunge and get the Snoo. And I'm so happy I did, you guys. I am so happy with it. Oh my gosh. I could watch Monroe in it for hours. I have yet to put Addie in it. Poor Addie, I miss Addie because I've kind of neglected her because I've been so focused on Monroe at the time. And then with Junie and her, meeting her new baby sister and all that. So this weekend we'll have some dedicated time to poor Addie, who's been completely neglected, but she's safely in her own bassinet in the nursery. She's safe. But it really did ignite yet another way for me to enjoy this hobby once I got this new home. But I want to hear your feedback. Like, what do you do? If you might be young enough or early enough into the hobby that you're still like, what does it for you is dolls. You're just still experiencing all the dolls. You haven't gotten to the point where you've found those special dolls and you don't want more. Or you may never get to a point where you don't want new dolls, right? So I'm dying to know like some of your feedback. If you're willing to share it in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Like, what do you do if you can't buy a doll? How about this as well? If you can't buy a doll, and you find that you have that urge to, do something and it feels kind of like meh, it's kind of going stale, it's kind of boring, nothing big is happening. What do you do? What reinvigorates the hobby for you out there when it does get a little meh? I like to call it stale. I have this conversation with my friends, like when there's really there's nothing bad going on. There's nothing that's, not good per se, but there's nothing exciting or new, no new dolls that are arriving, and, nothing that you're enthralled with at the moment. Has nothing to do whether you love your dolls or not. It's just that you don't have anything new and exciting coming. How do you change that feeling? How do you change that feeling? Especially like for most of us, we're on some sort of limited income budget that we can spend on our dolls too. So that's also that added factor that you have to really think about. Like when you can't afford to buy a doll, but you want to keep things, you know, spruced up and new feeling and exciting, what do you do to combat that feeling of nothing happening? Most of us will run out and buy something. Like even if we're on a tight budget, we will find a way to buy something that excites us. And it could be something really small. Like my friends and I joke around that it doesn't take something big either to make us go, oh my God, I can't wait. Like for me, like when I was buying the personalized pacifiers or personalized onesies, they're so inexpensive, but I was so excited for them. And so those are the ways that I find, you know, excitement within the hobby when I'm not always doing box openings. You guys will see it's quite quiet over here. We got some crickets happening if we're really talking about like number of box openings. Like if we really want to go there, it doesn't happen on this channel, but I also like to do other things. There are other ways. And the props are also a big one for me that I just love. Like some people think it's ridiculous that I have invested money in having breast pumps. But to me, it's like so fun, like making the fake breast milk. So fun. Like I can't even begin to tell you how much fun it is. Just like I was just buzzing around, getting the color just right. And, would this be the beginning stages of, or if this is like after you've been pumping for a while and been nursing for a while, like all of those things that you don't understand. It's fun until you're doing it. And then you just get so much joy out of it. That's how it is for me. And so I find all these little quirky ways to really enhance the hobby, sometimes with just a minimal purchase of something that you bring it home and it just enhances the whole experience. It really does. And I don't know how else to explain it than that, but probably most of you out there will understand to some extent, and you do something similar, but I'd like to hear exactly what does it for you. Is it baby clothes? Is it that you need to find a new special outfit for your baby? Is it gonna be a new piece of furniture, a new stroller? I mean, we all, like, if I could have like all the strollers, guys, I would have all the strollers because I love so many of them, but clearly none of us have room for all of the strollers out there. But watching my friend Lee, who just recently got her new stroller, so excited. And that's also another piece of it. See, the more I get talking about it, the more I think of all the other things that go along with it. It's not just when I get things, it's also when my friends are getting things that are new and exciting to them. I get just as excited, waiting to see if they love it, getting to see all of the pretty features of said new thing, like a stroller, their first venture out with the stroller with a baby, like all of those things are what keeps me looking forward to. I can't wait till tomorrow till I get to see this, or wait till next week when this arrives at my friend's, or something that I'm waiting on in the next week or so. Like it's all part of the enjoyment and what keeps everything fresh, new, happy, and exciting in this hobby. So the more you kind of think outside the box and allow yourself to do these things, I think the more fun you're gonna have overall. But let me know in the comments though. I'm dying to know, what do you do to reinvigorate the hobby when things start to feel stale for you? Do share, definitely do share. And probably the next video I'll make is probably about the Snoo. I'll do a full review of the Snoo. I'll do a demo so you guys can see how it works. It is beautiful, you guys. Just love it so very much. And definitely you'll see a video coming up with Addie because, well, that baby girl needs a little bit of attention. She's feeling neglected, so I will be sure to actually have her in a video. So until then, guys, thank you again for all of the lovely, wonderful, positive feedback on the last two videos. I very much appreciate it, which means I'll do more. I'm just got to get, the creativity flowing so I can figure out what would be the next roleplay video I could do for you. So until then, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.